Welcome to slow flow for lower back or slow flow for back pain. We're definitely gonna move our bodies a little bit in a slower way to work on definitely the lower back. Though that does mean that we'll probably get into the hips a little bit as well. And because low back for me, when I think about low back pain, when I think about the lower back in general, it does mean a little bit of core work because the stronger our core is, the stronger our back can be. If you don't have a block, I'm recommending a yoga block, but if not, you can get like a thick pillow that you could then fold in half, or you can also have like a stack of books that'll work as well. So once you kind of have your little belongings, bring yourself on down. We're going to start lying on our back. So lay on down on your back. And you can kind of just let yourself, almost like you're going into Shavasana. So just lie on down, close your eyes. Some deep breathing. If you gotta exhale out the mouth, feel free to do so. So again, just lying on your back to start class. Kind of starting in an opposite direction, kind of starting in our Shavasana tonight. I'm gonna kind of give you a little bit of an intention setting. So as you're lying here, I just want you to breathe in and out. And I just want you to kind of bring your attention to your back. So just notice that space between your shoulder blades. Maybe notice the length of your spine. You can notice the outer hips and the glutes. And also recognizing that lower back space. So just a few more breaths here. Just lying on your back, breathing in and out, sensing and noticing your back. Take a few more breaths while you're lying here. Bring one hand to belly though and one hand to heart. So as you're lying here, one hand to belly, one hand to heart. Again, breathing in and out. Just sensing, what does your back body feel like? What do you notice about your spine? What do you notice about your hips? Can you sense that middle part of your spine? And then bring both hands to touch your heart space. So both hands, palms touching your heart space. I want you to honor any of the healthcare workers, anybody who is out there working tonight, anybody who at this moment isn't able to join us on our mat. I want you to think of that person or people. It can be a specific person you know, so you can think of their name, or it can be a group of people or a hospital that you once attended. Think of somebody that you can kind of send your practice to with love. Take one more breath here. Think of that person. Think of, again, someone who isn't here, isn't able to join us because they are helping to protect us during these times of the pandemic. And then with your next inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. Reach, reach, reach. Get long. Reach, point the toes. Oof. And then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Give a gentle rock side to side. And then with the knees bent, bring your hands to grab a hold of your knees. So your knees are bent and your hands are gonna plant on what I would call the eyes of the knees. And then nice and easy, you're gonna take your knees in a circular motion. So rolling out that space on your lower back and keeping your hands on your knees. So nice and slow, moving around. You might even pause in a certain spot and notice like, ooh, that feels really good. I can massage something there. So rolling and moving those knees in a circle so that you're massaging your lower back. So hands on those knees, moving the knees in a circle so that you feel the benefit with that kind of massaging and releasing of your lower back. And then one more time that direction, then you're gonna switch the direction. So if you were going right, you're going left now. If you were going left, you're going right. So whatever, go the opposite direction. And again, just massaging that lower back space. You might feel it around the tailbone area. Maybe if you roll a little outer, you're gonna feel it in the outer hips a bit. Just moving in a circular motion to really kind of get a sense of what your lower back feels. I can say for myself, I really didn't think my lower back was sore or hurting at all, but now that I'm down on my lower back, circling my knees, I can definitely feel how this is massaging that space just where the back begins to meet the glutes. I can definitely sense a little tightness there. And then hug your knees into your chest, nice and tight. See if you can wrap your arms around your leg and then curl your spine so that you can bring your head towards your knees, rounding in nice and tight. Feel that tight squeeze. And now exhale, straighten the legs out. Get long, take that full body stretch one more time. Reach, reach, reach in opposite directions. And now exhale, hug only the right knee in. So right knee hugs in. Use your hands. And then instead of bringing the right knee up towards the right pec or your chest, I want you to just let the knee go slightly outward and more up towards the right armpit. Use your hands to pull the leg down. And then turn your right ankle. So you're moving your foot and your ankle, circle it out in the ankle, in the foot. Again, your right knee is bent, right knee coming up towards the right shoulder. Circling your ankle. Left leg is still straight. I'm going to encourage you, left toes up to the sky, so that means your left foot is flexed. Left thigh is pressing down. Just a few more times. Turn the circling of your ankle to the opposite direction. Nice. And then hold steady there. You don't need to move your foot anymore. Just see if you can pull that right knee up towards that right armpit. One more breath. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Let that right leg go long. Arms reach overhead. Full body stretch. Point the toes, reach the fingertips. And then exhale, left knee up towards the left armpit. So use the hands, pull that knee up. Bending the leg. And notice there's going to be a difference on each side, and that's okay. This is not just the lower back here that you are getting a stretch through and lengthening of your lower back, but you're also working through the hips. So each side's going to be a little different. And then you're going to circle out that left ankle, left foot. And even here, you might notice that, one side's easier to circle for the ankle. And as I've already said several times, it's completely okay. Just be with your body this evening. Think about your practice being that honoring for that person that isn't able here to practice with us tonight. Again, left knee is moving up towards the left shoulder. Right leg is straight. Right foot flexed, so that means the right toes are up towards the ceiling. And then switch that direction of the circling of your left foot. Change that direction. Yeah, and then stop the circling, just pull the knee up, pull that leg up, bend the knee a little bit more so you can really get that leg up towards your armpit. Deep inhale. Exhale, release, stretch legs long, reach arms up overhead, full body stretch. Long, long, long. I want you to think of this being the longest your body can get. And then exhale, you're gonna bend both knees, plant the feet on the ground. So we're gonna take a few little kind of movements here. The first one is gonna be with your hips. So we'll start by just the hips and then we'll add in our arms. So for right now, I just want you to have your arms down by your side, palms down, gaze should be up at the ceiling, your knees are bent, feet are planted on the floor. And we're gonna start with the hips and the back to start. So press your feet down, inhale, peel the hips up off of the mat. Palms stay pressing down, we're not staying up long. As soon as you've reached your height, you're gonna exhale, slowly come back down. So rolling down the spine, hips then touch the floor, glutes touch the floor. And then with an inhale, you're gonna peel the hips up, coming into that bridge-like pose. Again, arms stay straight, palms down. And then exhale, rolling down the spine. All the way down. And then again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, roll down the spine. Come all the way down. So a few more times with your breath, and as you move, again, I know it's kind of hard. When something's on video, you want to look at it, but I'm encouraging you as you move to keep your gaze up at the ceiling. As you move, move with your breath. So the inhale is what lifts you, and the exhale is what brings you back down. Really press strongly into your feet as you lift your hips up. Engage the glutes at the top, and then exhale as you come down, rolling down that spine as if you're trying to meet every single vertebrae one at a time. All right, one more time. Inhale, lift the hips up nice and high, and then exhale, rolling down the spine. So we're gonna add in the arms here. So gaze is still up at the ceiling. Listen to me as I talk you through it. So as you inhale and you lift your hips, you're gonna reach the arms up to the ceiling and back behind you. So it's gonna come onto the floor, so your arms should be reaching behind you, hips are lifted, that's your inhale. And then as you exhale and roll down your spine, your arms come up towards the ceiling again, and then back down to meet the floor when your hips meet. So we're gonna do that again. So inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms up, and then back. And then exhale as you come down, arms also follow that motion and meet back on the floor. All right, a few more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back down. Nice and slow, nice and controlled, moving through that spine, finding strength in the legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Continue to breathe. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Yeah. Pause as you come down. Take a moment there. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Nice. Bring the soles of feet together, knees wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring one hand to belly, one hand to heart. You can close the eyes, holding here for just a few breaths. Again, soles of feet together, knees wide. One hand to belly, one hand to breath. Close the eyes. Open the eyes, nice and easy. Hug your knees into your chest. And then we're gonna get a little rocking motion forward and back. So you don't need to come all the way up. But if you do, roll back again, so rolling forward and back. But maybe your toes tap behind you, coming forward, rolling on that spine. If this kind of feels a little bit more pressure, sometimes placing a blanket down can help as you roll. A few more, rolling out the spine here. It doesn't have to look pretty. If you hold onto the legs, it definitely helps. Ooh. One more roll, roll back. Nice. Roll forward, cross your legs, bring your hands in front of you, bring yourself tabletop pose. So, come into your tabletop, hands shoulder distance apart or a little wider, knees hips distance or a little wider. And then, for tonight, if you need your knees to be slightly behind the hips, no worries, it's not a big deal. So we're gonna start with some cat-cows, moving that spine, continuously finding as we move the spine. I want you to notice what you're doing in your lower back as you move, okay? So even though we're moving the entire length of the spine, you're gonna sense what's going on in my lower back as I move, okay? So bringing your attention there. So on your inhale, belly goes towards the floor, pull the chest in between your arms. Can you even pull the shoulders back away from your ears? Take your gaze slightly up. And then exhale, rounding the spine. Lower belly in and up, chin towards the chest. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. One more, inhale cow. And exhale cat. And then inhale, come back to tabletop pose. So set up your knees so that you can bring the knees together, but your hands are gonna stay how they are. We're gonna do something called fire hydrant pose. So right knee bends and then bring it out to the side. Literally the only image I can ever conjure here is a dog with a fire hydrant. So you're gonna take that right knee, right leg that's bent, and you're just gonna make some circles here. Circling it up. We've all become little frisky dogs all of a sudden. So circling that right leg out, and just take note of which direction you're circling. Yep, and then switch the direction. Circle it the other way. And it's always hard to circle the other way because your body's like, wait a minute, I always circle the one direction. So we gotta do the opposite. Yeah. All right, and now stretch that right leg behind, flex the foot. Really flex the foot. Can you lift your belly up away from the floor, but keep reaching the leg up? Left arm reaches forward, palm facing in. Hold here, reaching in opposite directions. Nice and strong, get long. And then exhale, release down. So knees come back to touch. Place your hands down. Left leg, knee stays bent. And you bring it out to the side. Circle it out. And if you get a little pop or crack, just make the circle smaller. No need to kind of exacerbate or hurt the hip here. So just make it smaller. Circling it out. Remember that direction. Be conscious of it. And now switch the direction. Can you go the opposite way? All right, stretch that left leg behind. Flex the foot, that means toes to the floor. Belly lifts away from floor, but keep lifting the leg up. Right arm forward, palm in, breathe. Reach in opposite directions, get strong, get long. Exhale, release down. Child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide. Sink the hips back towards your heels. Now don't get too comfortable. I want you to come onto your fingertips. Lengthen your arms forward. Stay on your fingertips, but let your forehead come to the mat. So fingertips on the mat. Arms are long. Arms are lifted away from the mat. Take an inhale here. And now exhale, walk your fingertips and your upper body over towards the right. Now, as you walk the hands over towards the right, keep letting your hips push back and sink back towards your heels. Plant your palms down wherever you're at. Let your forehead come back to rest on the floor. Hold. Feel that stretch on the left side body.
And just notice when you get that stretch in the left side body, can you also feel a lengthening in your lower left back? And breathe here. Maybe even feel your belly breathing into your right thigh. And then come back up onto your fingertips. Take an inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, fingertips over towards the left. Plant the palms, forehead down. Feel that stretch on the right side body. So as that right side body gets a stretch, you're feeling it definitely down the side waist, but can you also feel it in your right lower back? Breathe there. Hips still sinking back. Maybe you can feel your belly breathing in and out as it presses into your left thigh. Inhale, come back up onto your fingertips. Walk yourself back towards center and then come up tabletop pose. So I stated that we had to do a little bit of core work because when your core is strong, especially the lower core, this helps to strengthen those muscles in the front of the body so that the back body, your lower back especially, is not overworking to keep you upright. It's your abs are taking on that action as well, okay? So, tabletop pose, knees together for this one. Knees stacking underneath the hips as much as you can. Hands slightly forward of the shoulders. Inhale, right leg back, point the toes this time. Left arm forward, palm facing in. Inhale here, and then exhale as you round the spine like that cat, elbow and knee touch. Press into your right hand. Press into that right hand to keep the body lifted so that the toes of your right foot don't touch the floor. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, crunch, round. Inhale, reach out. That's 3. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, crunch. Hold the crunch this time. Breathe. Hold, hold, hold. Inhale, reach out. Get long, 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 long. And then exhale, left hand down, right knee down. Inhale, left leg behind. Point the toes, lift, belly engage. Right arm forward, palm in. Reach, lengthen. And then exhale, round the spine, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee, that's 3. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. All right, exhale, elbow to knee, hold. Hold, can you lift that knee and elbow up higher? Re-lengthen, stretch. And then exhale, hand, knee down, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, take your feet as wide as your mat. Yep, feet as wide as the mat. Press your chest back. Breathe in and out, and if you got to, exhale out that mouth here. Lengthen your spine. Really lift the hips up and back. With your feet a little bit wider, can you get your heels down just a little bit more? Even if they don't touch the floor, are they a little closer? Lengthen your arms, and even thinking about lengthening your armpits so the whole part of your upper body is long. Come onto your fingertips, walk your hands towards your feet. Feet stay as wide as your mat. Grab opposite elbows, bend the knees a little bit, hang here. So knees need to be slightly bent. This helps to alleviate if you have some tight hamstrings, and it also helps to alleviate the lower back so you're not overusing your, so you're not overusing your lower back to lengthen your legs. Especially if the hamstrings are tight, it's gonna feel like you're pulling on your lower back. So bend the knees a little bit, put a little extra weight in the legs so your lower back can release. Maybe sway a little side to side. Let the head be heavy and hang. Release the hands, come onto the fingertips. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. You can keep your feet this mat distance apart. Release the arms down by the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, walk the hands out to plank. Keep the feet so that they are mat distance apart. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, feet again, mat distance apart. Untuck the toes though. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, feet as wide as the mat. Downward facing dog, feet as wide as the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. One more, inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Come on to those fingertips. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Grab opposite elbows, sway it out side to side. Release the arms, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. And release the arms down. So feet are gonna stay as wide as the mat. One more Surya A like that. I know it's a little different. Play with it. Be okay when we go into that swaying motion to kind of let loose a little bit so that you really can feel your hips kind of swaying almost in a figure eight motion. It'll feel good on the lower back. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, walk the hands out, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Okay, breathing in and out through the nose. Lengthen the legs as much as you can. Lengthen your arms. Lengthen your back. Step the feet back so that they're hips distance apart. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Step it forward. Sit down. So sit on back down. Cross your legs. Whatever cross you go to, perfect. Stay there. Just know, like we did earlier when we were circling, there's a instant way we go. So I always go with my left leg closest to me and right leg on the outside. So just know I'm going to challenge you in a bit to do the opposite. So hands to knees, lengthen spine, sit up tall. So before we even move, if you feel that you cannot sit up tall, sit on that block that you have, sit on some books, sit on some pillows. I want you to feel like you can get a super long spine. I want you to feel this. So feel your long spine. Maybe you can take the shoulders up, back, and down. You want to feel that you're sitting up, your highest, your tallest, that you feel good about this posture you have right now. Okay, so this is your inhale. And then your exhale, I just kind of want you to like slump it. And just like feel what that feels like. You know, yeah, okay, a little bit. It probably feels good, no lie. I love slouching, I'm not gonna lie. But take that inhale, sit up tall. Feel that strength. Feel the belly slightly engage and the belly button pull in. Maybe even pull slightly on your knees to bend your elbows, as even kind of lift your chest a little bit more. Really love this posture here. Take just a few more breaths here, really sitting up tall, feeling that, loving that, and then slump, exhale. Nothing special, just slump it down. Yeah. And then inhale, sit back up, change the cross of your legs. So moving with that a little bit more with grace this time. So I just wanted you to feel what it felt like to sit up really tall and what it felt like to slump. This time we're gonna kind of flow with it more, make it a little prettier. So you should have changed the cross of your legs so that the opposite leg that you normally have in the front is there. And it's gonna feel weird, especially your shins. You're like, ugh, it's okay. Hands to knees, inhale, sit up tall. Bend the elbows, maybe even pull the chest forward slightly. And then exhale, I want you to push kind of into your knees, round your spine, kind of roll back on the hips, chin towards the chest. Yeah, inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, round the spine, kind of rock back on the hips, chin towards the chest. Inhale, get long through the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, get long. Exhale, round. Okay, inhale, come up, sit up nice and tall, and then you're gonna just plant your hands, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, this one's gonna feel really, really like you just did this. So inhale, take your right leg up, bend the knee, hip circles. So now we're a really, really huge dog. Yep. All right, switch the direction of the circle. Again, this I know gets into your hips, and everybody thinks of this as your hips, but boy, oh boy, when you can move the hips like this sometimes, how releasing it can feel for your lower back. All right, stretch your right leg behind, flex the foot, flex the foot. Lift the heel up nice and high, reach, get long, and then exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Left knee down. Bring your hands to your thigh, and then sink down into those hips. You can wiggle your right foot forward. If you want to kind of stack so that your right knee can be stacked over the ankle. Back toes, doesn't really matter, tucked, untucked, whatever feels best. Sink the hips down, and as you sink the hips down, feel that stretch on the left front of the groin. Notice what's going on in your lower back. Notice what happened to your belly. You're probably doing what I'm doing. Really kind of extra arching in the lower back, not thinking about your belly at all. So come out of the pose a little, engage your core, really feel that strength. Notice how your spine, it's longer, especially your lower back. Keep that engagement of the core, and then slowly come back into the lunge. Can you keep the belly engaged, and can you notice the difference on the lengthening of your lower back? One more breath. You might not be in the lunge as far as you normally go. Belly engaged, long spine. One more breath. All right, both hands down to the inside of that right leg. Walk the right foot over towards the right. Turn the toes out. Stay here or come down onto your forearms. If it feels okay in the hips and the lower back, flex your right foot, come to the right pinky toe edge of that foot. And here, if you want to rock side to side, you can. If you have a blanket that you want to pad up that back knee, feel free. But breathe here. So this one, it really gets into that outer hip. Definitely if you have kind of tighter glutes, you're gonna feel it. This one also feels really great if you're having lower back pain similar to any kind of sciatic nerve pain. Come back up onto your palms if you were on your forearms. Replant your right foot. The toes can still be turned out though. So right toes can still be turned out. Keep your left hand planted. Inhale, lift the right arm up. You're gonna twist towards that right leg. Now press down into your left hand so that you can take the left shoulder onto your back body. You wanna feel like your shoulder blades are squeezing towards one another. And then right hand, I'm gonna have you bring it back down and press it into that right thigh. Press it away from you. Lengthening your spine. Maybe gazing back over that right shoulder. Stay here, or if it feels okay, bend your left knee and you can grab a hold of the foot. When you grab a hold of the foot, instead breathe here. Without flinging the foot back down, gently release, plant it back down. Both hands are gonna plant. Walk that right foot back in. Plant your palms, and we're gonna step it forward and fold. So step left foot forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment, bring both hands to your heart. So press those hands to your heart. Think about that person you're taking your practice and honoring it with. Who's not able to be with you right now? Send them this practice. Send them your love. Just have them in your mind. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Release your hands down beside you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back, plank, lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up. Bend the knee, circle it out. Take stock of what direction you're going. It's always funny, depending on what side you're on, what direction you start. Feel that circling. Feel that movement through the hip, through the glutes, through the lower back, and change direction. Yeah, re-straighten that left leg behind. Flex the foot. Press that heel up, get long, get long, get long. Reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Right knee down. Hands to the front thigh. So, let's go into it smart. Belly's engaged. Lower back long. Again, belly engaged. Lengthen your spine. And then maybe even without kind of using your hands forward or up, see if you can just like gently start to go into the lunge. Belly stays engaged the entire time. And if you don't go as far as you normally do, which I hope because you're probably really engaged, good. Feel the difference in your lower back. Feel the difference in this engagement in your core. Notice how much work you're doing. And maybe you're not even in as deep as you normally go. Yeah, feel that. Hands down to the mat. Wiggle that right foot over towards, left foot over towards the left. Turn the toes out. Stay here or lower on your forearms. Wherever you're at, if it feels good, you can rock the hips. You can flex the left foot coming onto the pinky toe edge of the foot. But wherever you're at, you are feeling what stretching the hips, working through the hips, especially kind of getting into those hips that move up more to what we would think of as our glutes. How that begins to kind of work through our lower back as well. Still breathing, yes? Hope so. Come back up onto your palms if you were down on your forearms. Plant that left foot. The toes can still be angling out. Right hand stays planted. Left arm reaches up. Now, this right shoulder, pull that right shoulder onto your back body. You want to feel your shoulder blades pinching together, okay? They're coming together onto your back body. Reach that arm up to start. And then left hand's going to press in to the left leg. Keep pulling the shoulders onto your back body. Chest is open. Collarbones are wide. Maybe gazing over that left shoulder. Holding there, or bend the Release that foot, don't fling it. Both hands plant. Bring that foot back in towards center. Step it forward and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice. Okay, arms down by the side. One more flow, and we're gonna flow it down onto our lower belly. Not our lower belly, but our belly. And then we'll do a few more moves there, and then we're gonna roll onto our back. So, standing up nice and tall, arms on either side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back, plank, and then count to 5. We're gonna lower on the count of 5. So 5, lowering a little bit, 4, a little bit more, 3, a little more, 2, 1, all the way down. All right, once you come all the way down, I want you to interlace your hands behind your head. Forehead is on the mat, elbows wide. Bend your knees, feet, soles of feet together. How funny does this feel? So, before my forehead's on the mat. So soles of feet together, knees wide. So it's like you are, the toes, if you can touch the floor, great. If not, the feet are slightly lifted, that's okay as well. It's gonna feel funny. Laugh if you have to laugh. Sometimes that's the best way to get through it. So, hands, again, are behind the head, elbows wide. Take just one natural breath here, so inhale and exhale. Now inhale, lift your elbows, lift your knees if you can. It might not be high. Breathe, press the feet together, elbows wide, and then come back down. Inhale to lift, elbows stay wide, head is pressing into hands, feet pressed together, knees are wide as they can go. Shaking a little bit, feel those strength in your glutes. Exhale, down. Nice. Lengthen the arms in front of you. Lift your head just a little bit. You want to take a look at your arms. You want them to be shoulder distance apart. Pinky fingers are on the edge. Stretch and reach your legs behind you. Toes point behind. And then gazing down and slightly forward, keeping the neck as long as you can. Inhale, lift your right arm, left leg. Breathe there, hold. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Think long spine still. Core's engaged, belly's engaged. Exhale, down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Long arm, long leg. Belly's engaged. Use those back muscles to lift. Strengthen your back muscles to lift the arm and leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Breathe. Exhale, down. This time, just the arms. Legs stay down. Just the arms. Lift the arms. Both arms. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, just the legs. Yep, only the legs. Arms stay down. Release. One time, all together. Legs, arms, go. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Tuck the toes. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, press up plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo. Take a moment here. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Yeah. So, right leg, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bend the knee, and you're going to bring it forward, pigeon pose. So, set yourself up so that the right knee is coming just slightly outside the right hip. So the knee is not aligned with the hip, it's moving slightly out at an angle towards that right corner or right edge of your mat. The foot and the heel of your right foot is at the left hip crease. Gaze over that left shoulder, take a look. Left toe should be pointing straight out from behind you. Walk the hands forward. Maybe you come down onto forearms. Maybe you can lower all the way down. Wherever you're at, go into it. Rest there. Come back up onto your palms, nice and easy. You choose, how do you want to switch to the other side? Flow it out, whatever you want to do. Maybe you go to down dog, maybe you just switch the legs out. Whatever you want to do, take a breath or two, and then switch to that other side. So left knee comes forward, resting pigeon. Left knee is moving out in an angle towards the left, so it's left knee slightly outside of the left hip. Left heel is over towards the right hip crease. Gaze over that right shoulder, point the toes behind you. Lower down the forearms, lower down onto your chest. Decide where you're going. Know that each side is different and it's okay if maybe this side you're on your forearms. Breathing through that process of the body. Coming back up onto your palms, nice and easy. And then this time, I want you to lean over so that you kind of roll onto your left hip. Swing that right leg around. Bend both knees so that your feet can plant on the mat. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, rolling down the spine. Bringing yourself all the way back down. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest. And then with both knees bent, take them over towards the right. Open up your arms. Let your left chest and shoulder reach towards the left. So opening up your chest wide. Legs though, both knees bent over towards the right. Close the eyes. Bring those knees back up to center. And then take them over to the left. So both knees over to the left. Open up the arms. So the right shoulder is reaching towards the right and the floor. Chest is open. You should feel that stretch through the right chest. Then again, both knees are bent and over towards the left. We'll open up your arms. Come back to center. Give a gentle hug in of your legs. And then we're gonna take supported bridge and we are gonna hold this. So find your block, or you don't have a block again. You can have a stack of books, a stack of pillows, just enough to lift your hips, even just like 2-3 inches, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be as thick as the block. If you do have a block, I'm gonna recommend the second highest height or the highest height. So getting kind of a little bit more up there. So the block should be lengthwise so that it can kind of rest on the lower back. And when I say the lower back, think about that space around where your tailbone is. Kind of makes a diamond shape towards the lower part of your back, moving in towards like where the hips and the glutes start. So that's where the block should rest, okay? So lying down, feet are on the mat, knees bent. And you're gonna inhale to lift your hips just enough. You're gonna just slide that block underneath. Yeah. And then gaze is up at the ceiling. Arms can be down by the side, can be up overhead, cactus arms. What feels best for you? And you want that block to be placed at a spot where it's not pinching anything, where you can actually feel support. If you feel like you're getting a deep back bend right now, not what we're going for. So I'm going to encourage you to bring the height of your block or your stacking of pillows or blankets, whatever you're using. Bring that height down a little bit more. You want it to feel in that space where you're very supported in this back bend. And I'm going to even encourage you to kind of walk your feet slightly wider than your hips and let the knees maybe even knock in slightly on each other. So they don't have to touch the knees, but just let the knees knock in. What this is doing, instead of letting your feet and knees kind of drop out, you're letting the knees drop inward on each other. And this is making your hips and your thighs rotate in and down. This lengthens the space on your lower back. So the more you can lengthen your lower back and give that space, the less your tailbone and your hips are pinching inward. So we're keeping that space long as we come into the supported back bend. I'm going to stop talking. I am going to turn my one light down a little. And I'm going to encourage you to stay here, hold this posture. And I will invite you into Shavasana in a few moments, but hold here, breathe here, enjoy this space. Those of you with my Instagram live, just know, stay here, and when you're ready, go on into your Shavasana. Thank you so much for class.